Just a day later, I'm sure you've watched the game back a little bit, and if you've had a chance to digest, what did you see?
Well, the resiliency of tying the game, I love that. We've done that all year. A little disappointed in the sense we had a chance, to go up 3-1 if we dug in a little bit. But playoffs are a game-to-game thing. You have to have a short memory, and that's the way you look at it. We're tied 2-2 coming in our building. That's a pretty good situation. So, but we do have to correct a few things.
You were pretty upset post-game and talked about potential lineup changes. Who are some of the names you're considering as maybe going in? Well, everybody's in play. Like we have a couple of guys that could come in. I don't know at this moment who's going to come in. Still, still got to go over a few things. Still watching video with the coaches and stuff like that. Chemistry, that all comes into play. Obviously we need some more. We need a better forecheck against Edmonton. We all know that. We'll figure that out today.
Rick, you didn't couch your feelings last night, and shocking when you hear half a dozen players who were passengers in a playoff game with so much at stake. I've heard coaches in the past say, will beat skill when skill has no will. Could we describe that with a few of your players? And do we need to see more of that?
Yeah, I just think, you got to remember, too, some guys have not been in this environment before. So it's really hard sometimes for some guys to sustain it. And you got to make a push. Some guys react different in game on some stuff. I know the crowd got excited when Kane hits Z. It wasn't Z was laughing. It's not a big deal, but that's where you're looking for some guys to go on the ice and make a push, not fight or anything like that. And I just felt like we played a little bit passive in those situations. That's where you got to really go at Edmonton. We know who Edmonton is. And there was spurts last game. We had them in the second. There was about 5 shifts in a row. We had a ton of chances. In the third, I thought we saw, but we got to do it for 60 minutes. And you got to put yourself in positions to want the puck and to forecheck. It seems like we're reacting after the play, not during the play. We all know puck's going there. You should be already there. Think we're like, oh, the puck's there. Now I got to go. A second in hockey, a second and a half is huge. I don't think people realize how big that is, a second and a half in hockey.
Two-part question. Elias has, I think, 1 5-on-5 point, and that was in the Nashville series. No points 5-on-5 against the Oilers. What are you seeing from him, Rick? I mean, because there's frustration there. And then the second part is Ilya Mikheyev, 1 goal in 60 games.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the forecheck facility? Podkolzin could possibly do that for you?
Yeah.
And is Jonathan Lekkerimäki a wild card for you, perhaps?
Wow. I think everybody's in play when you're in the Stanley Cup playoffs, right? Because, it's do or die. With Petey, all fairness to him, I'm not sure he's getting sometimes the help he needs. But saying that, I think he still can drive play a little bit better. I think he can still, when the puck comes, and move his feet and be more dynamic. He's got the skill set, So I think that's a two-part question. But winning that face-off was big for us to tie the game. There's a lot of different things. Yeah, do we need Mikheyev, these guys? Yeah, we need more, of course. I said it last night. Proof's in the pudding. That's why maybe Podsy's in play, Baines, who knows? But yeah, like I said after the game yesterday, a new game, you can be a hero. Like you can, I'm not just saying about Pete, anybody plays well tomorrow and we win. Usually you don't think about how the other games, he hasn't been that good. I'm not like I said, I'm talking in general, that you can be a hero. So once you have that, and I mean, a hero could be a great block at the end. It could be a great forecheck. It could be a great pass. I don't know, whatever the hero is, take that approach. Don't worry about what's happened in the past.
Those 5 or 6 passengers, what
I might be off a couple.
Sure.
I'm not.
The guys that you're feeling frustrated about, what is it they aren't bringing, and what is it that you're looking at those other options? What would they need to bring to the table to make the switch?
Well, I just think that being a little more assertive, and I'm not saying by hitting, it just seems when you're backwards skating or you're late on the forecheck, or there's a coverage where we need you to be in a certain position, or if when Edmonton's making that push and you're supposed to be the second quick guy and you're a second half delay of getting in there and then they get the puck, those are huge plays. So whether it's not like passion, it's not that they're not working. It's just, it's more of a second and a half delay in their brain and I'd rather them be more assertive. And that's what you're looking for. I look at Tyler Myers, he's banged up, and I watched him last game, and he gave everything he had. That's what I'm looking for.
In similar terms, you can look across and say a guy like Draisaitl who's probably playing hurt and look how well he's playing. Is that a thing you can point to with PD, say, look at their stars, look what they're able to do?
Yeah, there's just certain times. Yeah, you look at Draisaitl, I know he's a big man. I mean, he's a big man, but he gets that puck, even when there's people on him, he's not afraid to hold it. And that creates, then all of a sudden you got a double, and then he gives the open man. I think we just have to have a little bit more, not his mentality, but just a more of an assertive mentality. I think if we do that, and like I said, we've won this year because of the crest. We've won because of Vancouver. We didn't win of individuals. It's not this guy, this guy. And if you play as a team, it helps individuals, that's the way I look at it.
Rick, you mentioned assertiveness with some players. With
Yeah.
Petey, are you seeing an issue with his confidence? And as a coach, how do you try and address that and fix that?
Yeah, I think confident. Yeah, well, it's constantly talking to him. Keep playing him. It's not like I'm cutting his minutes down. The power play. Go to be a serve in the power play. If things aren't going 5-on-5, make sure. Like, there's little things that you can help too. But I think when you lose confidence as an athlete, and it's like you can help. I think it comes within. You can help to somewhat as a coach. I don't know. I forget. Is it Torts that says you can't go buy it at a store. I can't go buy it and give it to you. You got to find yourself. But the first thing, and it's just not PD, for guys that struggle, when you get that puck, you got to move your feet. And when you lose confidence, you watch guys, they catch the puck, and then they go, okay, what do I do with it now? That's got to be, that's experience. That's learning how to play under pressure. That's, it's 2 steps ahead. And if you do that, I think you'll come out of the slump or, these sort of things.
We've seen Demko on the ice now a few times. Is it looking like he could potentially be an option for Game 6 or Game 7 if necessary?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go that far. All I know, he's improved immensely the last 72 hours. I can give you that. He's I'm not going to give you a percentage, but it's better than 10%. Like he's really, last 2-3 days has made some strides, big strides. No, like it's strides of getting better.
Sorry. Yeah, Rick over here. Right here.
Oh, sorry.
Edmonton threw some different looks at you in terms of their forward lines and defense pairs last game. Do you feel the need to, throw them some different looks, something that they haven't seen yet in Game 5?
Well, I mean, the Lindholm line's been good most of the series. The Miller line's been good. I'm not sure breaking those guys up is the right thing to do. So if that's what you guys are looking for, I'd say no. But saying that, yeah, we do have to get some more offense. And we got to get some more from some certain people. But I'm not sure about shuffling the lines right now is the right thing to do. Garland's playing his ass off. That line's been, for the most part, productive, especially in about 2 games. Obviously, Millsy's line's been, Best is scoring goals. So you got to be careful when you start mixing and matching. And, I look at it's a 2-2 series. There's 2-2 with 30, 40 seconds left for us going to 3-1. So I don't think drastic changes are something to do.
And you started a couple of speedy wingers on Pettersson's line. What is the right mix? What was the right type of player that you're looking for, the right style of play, perhaps, for Pettersson's line?
Well, yeah, the guy's going to be on the forecheck winning pucks. That's the guy you're looking for. So sometimes it's a committee. Sometimes it's switching guys in and out to help that line have some identity. But yeah.
Hey, Rick. We're in the honesty business, and this will shock you that we don't always get people as honest as you are with us. Do you ever worry as a coach in the heat of the moment that you're too honest and either just piss off a player or kind of spook them to thinking that maybe things aren't where we thought they were?
No, because if I'm gonna say a guy's playing great, which I say a lot, and our team's